Hola compañero, welcome, pleasure. Today we got some psvita news, as well as some 3DS, PSP and Switch news. Let's get into it. Let's start with the big one. Vita port of Morrowind received few updates, now it's on the version 1.4. I've updated it and honestly, it's so much better. My biggest issue were the loading times, and those are now significantly reduced. Before, even going to the interior to the inside of the house took a while. Now it's pretty quick. You can see the real speed in the gameplay footage. This speed also depends on what kind of house you're going into. If it's a bit larger, then it takes a bit longer, but in general, the improvements are real. When you move into the different area, the loading times are now also faster. Now I would even consider this game to be playable for me. Overall performance is also a bit better, a bit more stable, and there are some additional Vita exclusive settings. If you have the port running, you can simply update the VPK via VitaDB. If not, you need to follow the setup instructions, which are pretty straightforward. Nice update, I'm very glad this port keeps improving, thumbs up. Second update is for VitaDB downloader. Crank icon is now displayed next to the applications that are using AI. There has been also new filter added, apps that don't use AI and that do use it. Search feature has been improved in multiple scenarios, some bugs have been fixed, plus other changes that you can find in the changelog on the official GitHub release page. This application is capable of updating itself, you just need to launch it and it will update. Third update is for Animal Crossing. Now it supports remappable controls, D-pad tool swap outdoors, D-pad menu navigation everywhere else, free camera during fishing and the intro, custom NES ROM support, better options menu, boot logo toggle, text speed setting, town picker, and texture pack format V3. Again, you can simply update it by updating the VPK if you have it already running. Now I would like to give a quick shout out to all the developers out there that keep pushing the limits and that keep bringing new stuff and keep supporting also old stuff, because it's important. Your work is very appreciated. And also big up to all of my Patreons and channel members. If you like these videos, this is a great way to support me, but regular comments and likes are great too. Fourth big update is for the Return to the Castle Wolfenstein. This Vita port was released a very long time ago. It is really demanding and Vita has hard time running it. Well, it had hard time because now it runs way better. Rin was able to implement multi-threaded rendering. This greatly improves performance. You can also set a frame cap at 30 FPS. The button functions have been remade, they are now a bit more user-friendly, let's say. I was trying it and the update is really solid. I didn't expect to see it being updated after this long of a while, but as I said, I'm very glad the developers keep pushing the limits and they're finding the new optimization and improvements ways. Thanks to this update, we might also see new improved build of OpenJK, the open source Jedi Knights. Well, Rin is gonna build it for sure, and if the improvements are sufficient, we might hear about it in the future. Good luck with that. Another game that has been updated after a while is Beat Hazard 2. Now it supports custom music. That means music from your Vita UX0 music folder. Custom music was possible even before, but now it's much more easier. And it is built right into the game's menu. You don't need to go anywhere else, just into settings and change them. DSVita emulator has also received a huge update. 3D rendering frame rate has been improved. Retro achievements have been implemented. That means you can now even earn trophies whilst playing the games. This feature is very experimental as of right now. If you find any bugs or issues, you can always create an issue on the GitHub page. The overall performance of the emulator has been improved. There is now a widescreen option. It doesn't work for every game, but it works for example for Mario Kart DS. and the new upscaling options have been implemented. Now the games can be upscaled by up to 2.75x of original DS resolution, and many games can run even at this resolution at full speed. For example, Mario Kart works and runs beautifully with widescreen enabled and upscaled to 2.75x. This update is huge. Many people were asking for retro achievements, now they are here. I hope you're happy. I am very happy every time I wake up. DSVita exceeded everyone's expectations of what all can be achieved in terms of DS emulation on the Vita. And as we can see, it still keep pushing it even further. Huge 2 thumbs up. Now we have a sponsored part and we are taking a look at this controller. It's made by Gamesir and the model is G7 Pro aka PC. Wireless esports controller for PC. 8000 Hz polling rate, wired wireless, drift-proof sticks, grip vibration, hold/clicky trigger stop, and there is also Gamesir app. This is the box from the rear side with everything properly explained. There is a stand. It looks quite good, I gotta be honest. It's the classic Xbox shape and joystick layout. Clicky D-pad, clicky face buttons, another 4 clicky small buttons and a turn-on button. Then we have bumpers, triggers and additional LNR3. Here it can be connected by wire or it also works wirelessly. From the rear side are 2 additional buttons that can be locked if you don't like them being pressed. And here on the top are additional 2 locks. This is normal trigger and when you lock it, it's very short distance and it's clicky. Decent features. From the bottom is headphone jack and 2 additional buttons. The sides are magnetically attached. Underneath we can see a little bit of internals. And the faceplate is also magnetically attached. We can see all of the internals very nicely. In the box we got also different style of D-pads. If you don't like this shape, you can also use these. You just remove it and put a new one in. In the box we got also pretty long cable for connecting it directly. There is some paperwork, manual, sticker, and we got also interchangeable joysticks. Some of them are longer, some are shorter, some are concave. A lot of customizability in here. Here I'm trying it out with the brand new Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, the native version for Android. Everything feels great, joystick, triggers, bumpers. If you like it, you can pre-order it now on the official Gamesir website, but it's quite pricey because it's the premium model. Now let's get back into more homebrew. Now let's look at some 3DS homebrew. Rev Viper has been updated to the version 1.3. This is a Virtual Boy 3DS emulator. There is a new rendering mode that downloads GPU renderer image to CPU for post-processing. And there is now enabled in test chamber, meaning black walls are no longer transparent on old 3DS and performance is improved on new 3DS. Test chamber should now be fully compatible with good performance, plus some other fixes and minor performance improvements. Next we have a new 3DS port of Minecraft Pocket Edition that works on old as well as on new 3DSs. This is a pre-release, there are some bugs, there is no LAN play, but it does work. Installation is super simple. I've tried it on my new 3DS and it was enjoyable. Well, as much as I can enjoy playing Minecraft. This comes from the same developer that recently ported Undertale to the 3DS. More specifically, he ported Butterscotch that can run not just Undertale. Always nice to see some new 3DS ports as well. Speaking of Butterscotch and Undertale, it was also ported to the PSP. In the words of the developer, quote, "This is a complete port of the beloved and world-famous RPG game Undertale for PSP. The game can be played from start to finish. This port is based on the runner Butterscotch, which I subsequently ported and optimized for PSP. This page only contains the runner and preprocessor for converting resources into format suitable for PSP. You will need a licensed copy of the game on the Steam to play this game on PSP. It's worth noting that you can install a fan translation, Spanish or Russian, before patching your licensed copy of the game, as long as it doesn't violate the game's legality. You can find there also installation instructions. So now even you can play Undertale on your PSP. Next, very interesting PSP port is Balatro. These are the developer's words from the Reddit post. As some of you might know, the amazing PSP port of Balatro created by Sergio was recently taken down. Luckily, I managed to fork the source code before it went fully offline, so we can keep the project alive. One of the biggest missing features in the original release was that it didn't have a save system. I've been working on the code and I'm happy to announce that I've implemented a fully functional crash-free save load system. I built a custom pause menu and a stealthy background saving method, meaning your deck, stats and game state are saved instantly in the background without triggering any PSP UI crashes. So, if Undertale is not enough for you, there is also Balatro PSP to try out. Moving on to the Switch homebrew and the latest port of Sonic Unleashed. This port is based on the Unleashed recompilation, which is based on the Xbox 360 version of the game. The Switch port is made by Dan, same guy that is behind the Ticos Switch front end. This port is quite demanding even for Switch, so it is recommended to lower the resolution a little bit. You should also enable frame cap, turn off anti-aliasing, and then you can enjoy it. Setup instructions are on the official GitHub release page, link is down below. I certainly do like all the recent native Switch homebrew. That's why I'm also including it in this video. Let's finish it off with some hopeful news. There was a new screenshot saved from a developer that is working on the Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies for PS Vita. This is yet another developer that is trying to face this humongous challenge. Will he be victorious? Well, only time can tell. Currently he is stuck at the loading screen, but it's good to know we have somebody working on it. Good luck, brother. I sincerely hope you can get it done. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, join. I would like to thank you all for watching and I will see you in the next one. Peace.